See if it's live. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we're
Okay.
live on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. We have the Dr. Daphne. Okay, let me. Okay, here we go. We are live on YouTube. We have Dr. Daphne in the building. I am so excited to have the wonderful Dr. Daphne here. We're going to make sure we are streaming live on our Facebook channel as well. So let me go ahead and stream on Facebook. We are excited to be here. We're going to have a great conversation on today. Let me just make sure we are live. Hold on, y'all. So, Dr. Daphne, you're looking amazing.
Thank you, Queen Sister. Yes, you know I have to clean up for you.
Wow, listen, we both queens in the building.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
know
we
why
have
this.
to.
It's live stream. So, okay, we're not able to stream on Facebook. We're streaming straight here from YouTube. So, welcome everyone. I am your host, Melissa Lambert, and I'm so excited to come before you another great day to really welcome each and everyone to see this phenomenal queen. Dr. Daphne, she has a lot going on. Okay. And she's known as the purpose queen, right? She believes strongly in the power of purpose. And I'm not going to really fully introduce her. I want her to tell us who is Dr. Daphne and why have you been really striving so hard to talk about purpose, the power of purpose?
Thank you so much, Queen Melissa, for this opportunity. It's really an honor for me to be in your presence. And I am a country girl from Jamaica, West Indies.
Yes.
If you would go by the norm and what society thinks about you, if you are someone who concern yourself about what others say about you, if I fell into that trap, I would not be sitting here with you on
Mm.
this conversation,
Wow.
because you're here spending time with a woman who did not go to high school in
Mm.
her early years. All of my preliminary education started at the primary school level.
Wow.
And because I understood that I was created for greatness,
Mm.
I pursue
Mm.
all of my education in my latter years. Even
Wow.
as a nurse, I was following my purpose without realizing it, because
Wow.
my patients, I used to be talking to them, just conversation.
Mhm.
Little did
Mhm.
I know that I was helping them with their healing. I
Wow.
never saw them as a patient. I saw
Mm.
them as Mr., Miss, or Mrs., whatever their government name is, as the people put it.
Wow.
And for years, Melissa, I was
Mm.
experiencing extreme void.
Mm.
There was a profound emptiness inside of me.
Wow.
And it was not until I met an amazing gentleman out of the Bahamas, Dr. Miles Monroe, and over lunch, I felt confident enough to tell him. We were at an event in Cleveland, Ohio,
Oh.
and I felt confident enough to tell him what I was feeling inside. And he said, "Ah, my
Mm.
sister, you're out of purpose,"
Wow.
in the most gentle and loving way. If you
Mm.
have ever met him, you know every time he talks, it's such a nice smile, and you can feel the
Yes.
genuineness
Mhm.
coming out of him. He said, "My sister, you're
Mm.
out of purpose."
Wow.
He said one thing to me, Melissa, that got me. more comfortable with him. He said, look around here. We were sitting in the dining room at the conference where everybody go for the VIP lunch and everything. He said, look at this crowd. It's approximately 400 people here.
Mm.
He said, my sister, I
Mm.
don't think there's any other people than you and I that know
Wow.
what it means to eat off banana leaf.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
And that was enough to connect me with him, Melissa, to say, this gentleman is special.
Yes.
He's not
Yes.
out of reach.
Mm. He was able to
And
connect back with you.
exactly, he knew how to reach me. And he
Yes.
showed me a book which I normally show in my interview, but right now, temporarily at a different location. So I don't have that book to show you. But
Mhm.
he said to me,
Mm.
when I go to sell my book at the end of the conference, if you can only buy one book, I want you to buy my little book called In Pursuit of Purpose. And that little book has changed my life, Melissa,
Wow.
and it has changed the lives of all the people I work with. Because that Christmas, I made sure all the people who meant something to me, I made sure they got that book for their Christmas gift. I
Wow.
went back to my church and I spoke with one of the associate pastors. He was my good friend. I said, Pastor Al, I want to teach a small group.
Mm.
And he said, I was wondering when you're going to ask. He said, what you want to teach? I said, oh, I'm going to teach a class named In Pursuit of Purpose.
Wow. So you came back to bring this same book so you can and you can bring the principle alive in your community. Wow. But I want to
In
go back a
my
little bit.
community.
Wow. I want to bring you back a little bit, Dr. Daphne, because one of the things that you said, few things. You said Dr. Monroe said to you, you are out of purpose.
Mm-hmm,
Something
mm-hmm.
was said in that conversation for him to say to you, Dr. Daphne, you're out of purpose. Because many of us, again, we're here live with Dr. Daphne Clarke Hudson, and we're talking about the power of purpose. And we have some tendencies of living a life on purpose or out of purpose. And Dr. Monroe saw
Mm-hmm,
that in you, that you was out of
mm-hmm,
purpose. So give me some
mm-hmm.
example. Talk to us about what did that look like? What question was he asking? What were you saying to him that caused him to say you were out of purpose?
He was not asking any question. I was laying out my life story. I was saying, Dr. Miles, I'm busy. I'm working my job. I'm volunteering. I'm on this board and that board and the other board. I was like burning the candles at both ends and in the middle. But still, there is this profound emptiness inside of me. There is a big void. And the more I'm doing it with everything I'm doing, the void, instead of getting smaller, is expanding. He said that is happening because you are out of purpose. And it's not going to fill up until you get on purpose. I said, get on purpose. What does that mean? And that was when he said to me that we are all born and created for purpose. Melissa, I was always in the church. I was born. My first spiritual experience was when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
But I've never heard anything, any teaching or any experience or examples about purpose, being out of purpose. You
Mm.
go to school, you get a good job with benefits. That's always what I was hearing. But here is a gentleman who is known all over the world. And he's showing me that everything that is happening inside of me is it's not going to be filled. My void is not going to be filled unless I walk in purpose or I am on purpose. And when he pointed me to that little book, and it's an easy read, that was what got me on the path. And
Wow.
then I understood what it was meant,
Mm.
what it meant to be on purpose. I was no longer asking, why can't I XYZ? Why not me XYZ? I now understood I was different. I was chosen. I was
Wow.
selected.
Wow.
Everything about me was on purpose. There was no
Yes.
accident.
Wow. And so many of us, Dr. Daphne, many people are looking at this video now or later, and they're saying, I'm not an accident. I was chosen as well. But how do we know that we're actually serving on purpose? You mentioned something when you were a nurse. You did not know that as you talked to these people, you were bringing forth life and healing to them because you were serving your purpose. Some of us are not serving on purpose. We're just working our purpose away. So how can you help our audience understand what does that look like? We're out of purpose right now. Many of us are out of purpose. How can we get on purpose?
When I sit to do an intake with a new client, my first question to them is, regardless of their gender, I said, I want you to think about what I'm going to ask you, and I want you to answer this from your authentic place. I want you to give me a soul answer. Dig deep for it. Take a deep breath
Mm.
and give me the answer. Don't answer it from your head. Don't answer it from your qualifications or any of that. What would you do 365 days a year, 24/7, even if you were not getting a dime for it?
Wow. Mm.
And most times they work and they look puzzled. And I
Mhm.
repeat the question because we know we are on purpose when we go out there with the zeal, the enthusiasm to make a difference. We are not stopping to say how much money it's going to bring me. We are asking, what impact can I make in such and such a thing? Number
Mm.
one. Number two, when we are on purpose, as we go about our everyday life, there are certain things that just rub us the wrong way. You know that there are some people, they'll be driving on the highway and they'll see an empty can or a piece of paper, and they'll pull over and they'll pick it up.
Mhm.
That's a reason. That's a
Wow.
reason why that thing perturbed them. So
Mm.
it's for you to look what's happening in your life and ask, why did I endanger my life to go clean up the environment?
Wow. Mm.
So you look at that, you write these things down. And what are you able to do every day? Are people coming to you and say, Miss Melissa,
Mm.
I know you can help me with this.
Mm,
And you sit and you listen and you just listen.
yes.
You're not disturbing them to give advice. You are listening and you're allowing them to end. And you will probably say, is there anything else? The more they are creating more things. So when you are really ready to guide them and to point them in the right direction, you already have some amazing information
I love that. I
because
love how you just share that.
you are allowing them to empty themselves out, because
Yes.
guess what? We
Hmm.
can't serve them unless we can solve their problems.
That part.
And
Yes.
we don't know what their problems are until we listen to them intently.
And that's true. Because how can you serve somebody if you don't know if you don't know what's going on? You must
Exactly.
listen. And that's where that listening ear has to come in before you can.
Yes.
Yes, you have to listen. You have to be
Mhm,
able to
mhm.
also be sympathetic to their needs, because sometimes
Be
people just
empathetic. Yes.
empathetic. Yeah, there it is. Empathetic
Mhm.
to the needs of others, because you just never
Exactly.
know. And then again, when you say you say we can't serve them if we don't know, if we don't know
Exactly.
what's going on. So I loved
Exactly.
how you break it down, Dr. Daphne. So now tell us, when you say we're living on purpose, the power of purpose, what does that really truly mean to you?
For me, every day I get up, I wake up, I have intention. Every
Mm,
time I click whichever platform I'm on, I am there with intention. I ask the Spirit to guide me, speak through me, and that's the reason why I don't script any of my streams, because the Spirit downloads in me for me to share with the people who are coming. It never fails, Melissa, when I'm obedient, because I've not always been obedient. You know, it never fails. Every time I am obedient and the Spirit says, speak about this, that, somebody comes and said, oh, I'm so glad I'm hearing you. It's my first time hearing you, but this is what I wanted. So you have to be willing to follow your intuition, because when you listen to your intuition and you have a
yes,
great sense of discernment, you
yes.
know when you're on purpose and when you're off purpose.
Wow. That's good. That's good.
Be-
Sense of discernment. Discernment. I love that.
yes,
Wow.
because when you're out of alignment with your
Mm-hmm.
intuition and your discernment, you're only going to be chasing all of the shiny objects.
Wow.
And you know what?
Mm,
The, the objects are always going to be shiner.
that part.
You know why? To distract you.
Yes.
Because when you're not in alignment with your purpose, you're easily led. The grass is always greener. So instead of you taking the time to water your grass and to give it some nutrient, you keep chasing shiny
Mm,
objects. And before you know it, Melissa, 6 months, 1 year pass, and you have not paid any attention to your purpose and vision, what you were called for.
wow. I love how you I love how you
Why
use it.
am I doing? Go ahead.
I love how you use that terminology, watering your grass. Because sometimes we think the grass is green on the other side, not realizing you have the grass in your ground. The foundation is laid. You just have to spend time, months, maybe years. I always say, whatever you have in your hand, give it a year. So, like you said, water the grass, pour, nourish that ground before you look over to see if the grass is greener somewhere else. Because that's what happened, Dr. Daphne. We decide that we see our grass and our grass is so it's coming up. Then somebody on the other side bringing something else, and we like, oh, looking over like, oh, something over there. And we're ready to go water their grass and leave our grass to die. That's the purpose. We let our purpose die.
Exactly. And you know what happened?
Hmm.
Instead of looking at it from a distance,
Mm-hmm.
it behooves you to take a closer walk. So don't just stay on your grass and point next door. Take a walk
Mm.
there. Guess what? Even before you get close enough, you realize there are more brown patches in there than what's in yours. And you
True.
realize, oh, what? Let me go back and water my own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah.
we are on purpose
Mm-hmm.
and we live and operate with intentions and set our intentions, and as we set our goals, always ask the question, who am I making a difference for? If everything is for you, self gratification, you're out of purpose.
Who am I
Always
making a
find
difference for?
for.
Got it.
Yes. Who am I making a difference for? If you're only doing it for self gratification, you need to go back to the drawing board.
That part. I like that.
Go back to the drawing board.
I like
You
that.
know when when you are on purpose, because guess what? All hell begin to break loose.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a life without turmoil, you ain't doing nothing.
Mm-mm.
Because negativity is not going to be attracted to somebody who is not about anything.
No.
Negativity is attracted to the person or to the people who is working towards a greater goal. They are
Yes.
always vibrating high. They are always focusing on their highest good. They know to separate themselves
Mm-hmm.
from the people who are working against their greatest good. Now, I know 2 years ago you and I used to be hanging out, but don't take it personal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got to move on right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know you used to show up every day and say, let's go to lunch, but I just can't do that anymore. So I'm just taking a break right now because I got to work on me. It's
Yes.
not about you, it's about
Yeah.
me. I
Mm-hmm.
am my responsibility. So I
That's
have
right.
to do this for me. And
That's
you're
right.
going to find out when you start setting powerful boundaries, you're losing a lot of people. But
Mm-hmm.
that's all right
Yeah.
because they're just there as parasites and to strangle you.
Mm-hmm.
And they start calling you names and they start saying everything why they're not with you again.
Mm.
So when you're on purpose, you got to be determined
Mm.
and understand and accept that it is a lonely road. The path is lonely.
Mm.
But when you want it bad enough, you don't care about the loneliness.
No.
You
No.
adopt to the things that you need to do, the things that get you healthy, keep your mindset intact,
Yes.
do your prayer, your meditation, your health, and everything, and know that it's lonely. It's me and God, it's me and the universe.
Yes.
I'm not meant to be with everybody because everybody is not contributing to the growth of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
When you are on purpose, you make the decision to unlearn many of the things that you learned earlier on, and also to get rid of many of the manipulations that you thought were lessons.
I love that. I mean, I want to jump in real quick on with you, Dr. Daphne, because you said something that I normally use this example because I travel a lot. I'm always in somebody's state or somebody's country. And when you get on this plane, you have these professionals. They're the stewards, right? They're on the plane
Yes.
and they're going to give you instruction before the stewardess before the plane go up. Well, the plane is up, they're giving you instructions, they're telling you something.
That's
One of the
right.
instruction is when the if anything comes, if anything happen in a case of emergency, and that thing and the bag thing comes down, right,
Mask.
the oxygen,
Yep.
put the mask on you first. I can't save Chelsea,
First,
Dr. Daphne, I gotta save
you
myself.
got to say you.
Yes.
Exactly.
So when it comes to
Exactly.
your purpose, you have to know, you have to be determined. You have to know that you
Mhm.
matter first. You got to understand that you're steering the wheel with God's help, but you got to have
Mhm.
that focus, that, like you said, that determination. You got to
Yes.
have your mind centered. You have to be able to
Mhm.
pray it through, meditate it through, and be able to understand your purpose. So my question to
Yes.
you now, when you start this path of living on purpose, understanding the power of your purpose, if a person is not there yet, how can they get there? We know we talked about determination. We know we talked about prayer. We know we talked about meditation. But I need somebody's listening right now, Dr. Daphne, and they want to get there. They want to understand the power of purpose. They want to be able to live on purpose. How can we get them there so they can put the mask on them
First,
first?
the first thing you have to do, I'm using this scenario of getting back to baby stage. You have to make the decision that something ain't right.
Mhm.
Something is not right.
Yes.
And I need to fix this.
Mhm.
Nobody has to tell you. You need to feel it from your inside. Something is not right. I need to fix this. Then, decision number one, then action. You already made the decision that something is wrong. What action are you going to be taking to fix that? Once you've made the decision and the action, you have to be committed to the decision and the action. You make the commitment. After every commitment, you have to come to a state where you analyze things and you say, am I going to be able to do it on my own? No, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on my own. I need help.
Yes. Yes.
Needing help doesn't mean that is volunteer. It means
No,
that you love yourself enough to invest in you. What
that's right.
does your help look like?
Mm,
Somebody's help is accountability. Somebody's help is mentorship. Somebody's help is coaching. And the list goes on.
Yes.
Honesty, you got to be honest with yourself about what you need and say, I'm willing to invest in me. I tell my clients all the while, you know when you're on purpose because your inner investment, the budget for that, is supposed to exceed your outer investment.
Yes.
So if you're spending more money on the wigs and everything and the red
Mhm.
bottom shoes,
Mhm.
are you not buying a book or a library card to go get the free book? Because
Mhm.
if you don't have the book, you can always request the library to
Yep.
get it from somewhere you can read it. So
Correct.
you have to weigh your pros and cons. You got to invest in yourself.
Yes.
You got to set the goals. You got to know what you are looking for. What is your end going to be? Now you made that decision. Nobody tied you up and say, hey, you got to do this, I'm going to beat it out of you. No, you know that you have to do this. This is what I need to do. And nothing, come hell or high waters, nothing is going to stop me from doing what it is I need to do. And you go out there and do it.
Yes. Be determined. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Listen, Melissa, let me, do I have your permission to be vulnerable?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember years ago, Melissa Lambert,
Mm-hmm.
I used to use my money. I'm not saying it was a good decision. I'm not telling anybody to do it. But I used to use my mortgage money to pay coaches
Wow.
and mentorship.
Sacrifice. Sacrifice. My God.
Sacrifice. You
Yes.
hear me tell you? I
Yes,
had
ma'am.
to do what I had to do.
Yes.
And now I don't regret it. I've
Mm.
had many challenges and struggles in my life.
Mhm.
But the one thing you will never get me doing is to quit on me and to quit on my purpose and my calling.
Wow.
Because I know what I am called for. I
Mm.
know that not everyone is called to be on this journey, on this path with me. And I believe in me. I am
Mm.
called for it. I'm selected. I'm chosen. I'm set apart.
Mm.
And yes, I make some people skin crawl because guess what? The more I step in my authenticity and with
Yes.
my unapologetic attitude, it rubs them the wrong way. But guess what? It's not my concern because I'm
No.
going about my father's business.
Come on. Come on. I mean, I'm
I
just
am
loving it.
about my father's business.
Yes.
And let me
That's
tell you
passion.
something.
Wow. Wow.
Right now, right now, I'm in the fire.
Come
But I
on.
know that is for a good reason.
Mm. Mm.
Because who do you know at 73 years old get a new divine assignment and pack everything they own in a Pinsky truck and go to a new state?
Wow.
Who? Who you ever know?
Not many.
And guess what? People who knew me from Jamaica, and they said to me, you crazy? You have a good life. Where you going? Why you going rot up and leave you 70 something? And I said, just watch me. Watch me. Because
Watch
I'm
you
not
get back
called
up.
to protect myself. I am called to ruffle the feathers and to let other people know that they are chosen and selected.
I love
Stop
it.
watching. Stop watching what other people's doing. Sit down and ask yourself, why do I like to bake velvet cake or whatever? You know, some people, they just take a scissors and a piece of material and they no pattern and they can make you something. That thing is tied into your purpose. Why can you do that? There is something special. Pay attention. Focus on what it is that excites you. What is it you would be up all night doing and you don't get tired, you don't want to sleep, and tomorrow morning you wake up excited again like you were sleeping for 36 hours straight because you have so much energy, because you're operating in your purpose. Don't quit on yourself when the obstacles hit, because they are going to hit. If you haven't had any obstacles yet, brace yourself because they are on their way. Brace yourself. It is coming. Don't sit around and act like, oh, everything is going to be easy, because no. If everything is easy with you, that means you're not doing anything. So find your purpose and find your calling. There is power in understanding who you are and why you are. Whether you have a twin brother or sister, both of you got two different assignments.
True.
Both of us got two different assignments, and you go out there and fulfill your own.
Absolutely. Wow. Again, we are listening to Dr. Daphne Clarke Hudson. I am just honored. Again, I am Melissa Lambert. I am the CEO and the founder of Women Emerge Network. And we are here live talking to Dr. Daphne Clarke Hudson. And this woman is filled of knowledge. I call her the queen of empowerment, the queen of purpose, because she is truly walking out her God-given purpose. And I love what you say. You need to know who and why you are. Who are you and why do you exist? You know, and I love how you put down, invest in yourself. In order for you to fulfill and continue to fulfill your purpose, you have to invest in you. Many people don't think personal development is not important, but you personally develop yourself by going to school to become a nurse so you can make money. Why can't we personally develop ourselves for our purpose? Right, Dr. Daphne? So I love how you said you sacrifice even to taking your mortgage money. We're not telling people to do that. We're just saying that was her point of sacrifice. That was your point of sacrificing and putting the seed in the ground to say, listen, Lord, I'm going to put the seed in the ground because I need more. I want to invest in myself. I want to see how this course will develop me into a better me. I want to see if this course or this coach can help me to get closer to my purpose and to my destiny. And that's what that is. So I thank you for the life that you are living to show us what it looks like to live on purpose. And you said something that was, again, powerful. You said, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And I always look at things for those like myself and you, the way things have been rocky. And I'm like, they're coming this way, and they're going like this. And I'm just moving with the flow. Why?
Dodging.
Yeah, we got to dodge it and keep going and keep on going. Why? There's purpose in me. And you said, I love what you said. You said, I believe in me. When you use that word and you say, I know who I am, I know what I'm called to do. I am called, I am chosen, I have purpose, I have. When you said that, a lot of us need to get that firm foundation and know our words speak life. Know the power in our words. Because that word, you saying to yourself, you know what? I can't do this. This is too much for me. What you're saying to yourself is, I'm defeated. But when you say,
Mhm.
I know who I am, even though it don't look right, I know I'm gonna make it. Even though I
Mhm.
know that things are rough at this time, this too shall pass. Those words
That's
are
right.
manifestation words that you manifest what you
Mhm.
want. I am a multimillionaire. I will
Mhm.
change life. I will impact the world. I
That's
will
right.
leave a legacy. You
Mhm.
speak what you want
Right.
because you know who
Speak
you are.
life. We got to speak
Yes,
life. That's right.
we have to. So I love
That's
that,
right.
Dr. Daphne.
Speak life. Got to speak life in it,
Yes.
because we must, and I know must is a strong word, but now is the time to use that. We must support who we
Yes.
are called to be. We
Ooh.
cannot allow anyone or anything to
Hmm.
derail us.
No.
How strong are you? How much you
Hmm.
believe in what you are doing?
Yes. Absolutely.
You got to take for you. Listen, some of the people who wake up every day and their main course of action is to tell you why you need to get a full-time job with benefits. And
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
care about you. They are doing what they know to do. All right?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
how much do you believe in you?
My God.
All you got to say to them, thank you, and
That's
move
right.
on and continue doing your work. Because
That's
you
right.
know what? When you come around the corner in all of your radiance and your brilliance,
Hmm. Hmm.
they are the same ones who are going to say, oh, Daphne, I always know you are great. Melissa,
That's right.
I
Yes.
always know
Hmm.
that you are going to be
Hmm.
successful.
Hmm.
And they have to and say, thank you. Those are my
Hmm.
favorite words. Thank you, I know. Thank you, and many people are out of purpose because they keep saying too much, too many yeses. They don't realize that no is a complete sentence. So they overextend themselves. And instead of focusing on what they are called for, they are watching what other people are doing. You need to look in the mirror and do the inventory on yourself. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, what next for me? What next for me? And let me tell you, invest in journals. Every opportunity you get, write things down. Ideas are coming to you, write them down. Don't trust it to memory. Write them down longhand. Yes, it's all right. You type, but write it down. There's something about writing things down. And listen, don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush. Understand, you take time to meditate, take time to enjoy the journey, because you don't want to be rushing, because you need to enjoy the journey, or else when you get to the destination, you're going to be wondering what happened, because you wasn't enjoying it as you go along.
I mean, we got to stop right there, Dr. Daphne, because I love that because I needed to hear that because I'm the type of person that can't enjoy the journey because I'm in survival mode. And you said take time to enjoy the journey because when you get to the destination, you're going to look up and say, how I got here, what happened. It's so true. And that's one of my prayer for 2024. Melissa, enjoy the journey. So thank you for sharing that because
Enjoy the journey.
I need to hear that. And a lot of us entrepreneurs need to hear that because always in flight, fight or flight mode. We are always in either survival mode because as an entrepreneur, your income depends on your clients, and your clients don't
Exactly.
understand that their business to do to come to us depend on us surviving, right? So
Mhm.
like I have a client right now. I'm just waiting for him to finalize some stuff. And I'm like, I can't be in business mode until I see a final, at least a payment. When I'm not, if there's no payment, I can't start my process of my mindset of saying I got work to do, right?
Mhm.
I don't realize
Mhm.
that depends on
And
that type depends on me working, So I like the idea of you saying enjoy the journey, because when I get to that destination, I don't want to ever look up Dr. Daphne and say, what happened? I want to say, oh my gosh, I remember it all.
exactly. And I want to ask for your permission to ask you to switch a word.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't want you to survive. I want you always to be
Right.
thriving. It doesn't
Yes,
matter
ma'am.
whether they come with the payment or
Amen.
not. You're not surviving, you're thriving.
Amen.
We are all thriving.
I am
And that's
thriving.
what we got to see. Because
Yes.
when we send out the survival energy, that's what we are going to. And it's so much stress to survive. But when
True.
we thrive, we are blossoming.
Yes.
We are elevating ourselves. We are
Amen.
on high ground. And
Mm.
this is why it is so important
Mm.
as to who we associate ourselves with.
True.
Because we need to see examples of who we are thriving to be, not in a competitive way, but you want to know that even when the scale is going like that on the bank balance, I am thriving today. Are we able to vibrate that energy? When we are isolated and we are in a group all by ourselves, it's hard for us to do that. But when we have a brother or sister that we can call and we can exchange information, not out of pity. I remember February XYZ, I was at that same place. Here is what I did. So you just need to go back to the drawing board and remap what you're working on. And you're going to
That's
get your answer. You just have to be committed to yourself and to
true.
do that. But when
True.
you're by yourself, you're tearing your hair out, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because what? You're all by yourself. And
Mm.
you know, our culture is that very rarely we want to ask for help.
True.
And when we are struggling, we stay there instead of get connection with somebody that will help us out of that struggling mode and see ourselves as a victor and see us in victory.
Mm. Mm.
And that's the thing we have to ask ourselves. Who do I know? Who do I need? And that's why I miss when I don't know if you're still doing it, but prior to COVID, we used to do in-person networking. I miss that
I miss
because
it too.
since
Yeah.
COVID, I'm not traveling to go to the live events and everything. So I miss
Yeah.
those things.
Same here. Same here.
And we have to ask ourselves, how
Mm.
can we get back?
Yeah.
How can we get back?
Mm.
Because every now and then we have to go, we reorganize, just like how we reorganize our bookshelves and turn things around.
Yes.
Sometimes we do the same things with our plants.
Yes.
It's the same thing we need to do with our lives and our goals and our visions.
Love it. I love it. And that's, a lot of people do that at the end of the year, Dr. Daphne. They do it on what they call a vision board, and I always like that's why I actually wrote my book Focus, my journal Focus, because every is a 90-day journal. In the first of the page for the month. Whatever that month is, you have a vision board. Because every month you should be recreating your vision.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a vision board for the year. It's a monthly transition where you see, just like how I always tell people, I do things in cycle, just like how, in Jersey, I'm from Jersey and you're from Connecticut. In the North, we have the four seasons. We have the summer, we got the winter, we got the fall, and we
Yeah.
got the spring, right? We're in Florida, so it's all combined sometime for us, but I do the same thing with my life. Every quarter, every 3 months, I am examining what I need to do. What did I accomplish in first quarter? Second quarter, what's need to be done? Third quarter, what needs to be complete? Fourth quarter, what needs to be brushed up? Right. So we need to, like you said, examine our life on a daily basis. So I'm going to, I know we're wrapping it
Yes.
up right now,
Yes.
but let me ask you a question now.
Yeah.
So for a person that is looking for a coach, because a lot of us do need a coach, how can you
Mhm.
service someone who is right now looking for purpose, looking to find their purpose, looking to say, you know what, I like that lady. I want her to be my coach. How can they connect back with you to be able to allow you to be their purposeful coach?
Okay. So even before we come to the decision that I can be their coach, the first thing they need to do is to reach out to me and we have a preliminary conversation. Once we have that preliminary conversation, I will identify whether I'm the coach for them or not. So I can't just say, all right, call me, yes, because you have the money and you can pay me for 6 months or 3 months, I'm going to be a coach, because it doesn't work like that. It goes beyond the money. If I can't deliver the result, I don't want your money.
Mm.
Because, like, they say that's blood money in the what they call in the movies when they do the mafia stuff, they used to say,
Yeah.
oh, that's blood money.
Yes.
So, you know, I want to make sure I
Mhm.
can deliver. I can give you a plan of action. I can talk to you. And in 45 minutes, I can say, yes, I can listen to you. I'm jotting down, I'm recording what you're saying, and I can say, all right, let me listen. Did you get any value out of this session? You tell me what you got. And I say to you, okay, here is what I identified for you. And here is what it takes for you to work with me.
Yes.
So they can either text me at 203-885-5093, or they can email me at daphnesmovement@gmail.com. And I will send my calendar to them to book a 45-minute session. And in there, I will say what is the fee for that. Because if I'm qualified to work with you, that initial fee that you pay I will credit you to the fee that it is going to be for whatever amount of time you're coaching with me. If we are not a match, well, you helped me to buy gas and I gave you some value for that time, because either way, you're going to be a winner.
True, true. I
I'm
love that.
also I'm also looking to start my online courses. So for people who want to do things in their own pace,
Mhm.
will be able to join up on that too. So if that's what they would like to do, we can have them do that. On my Booksy, it's Daphne Clarke Hudson /Booksy.com. A lot
Okay.
of my programs are there. And if all that fails, DaphneClarke.com is my website. Reach out there
DaphneClarke.com.
and connect with me.
Okay. Did you
Daphne
say
Clarke,
Daphne Clark
yes, please.
Hudson?
Thank
Got
you.
it. So Daphne Clark
Daphne,
Hudson.com.
no, not, no, no, DaphneClarke.com. I just said
Daphne.
the wrong website. That was my other website. So it's DaphneClarke.com.
Perfect. DaphneClark.com. So let's leave
Dot
our
com.
listeners. Thank you so much, Dr. Daphne, for sharing your plugins, for your phone number, your email, your Booksy, and your website for us. We will also put it in the description. So in case you did miss it, you will receive it there. Again, you are listening to Melissa Lambert. I am live with Dr. Daphne Hudson. Dr. Daphne Hudson. No, Dr. Daphne Clarke Hudson. And I keep on mixing up the name,
Yeah,
Dr. Daphne. I'm sorry, but
that's okay.
we're live with Dr. Daphne, and we're talking about the power of purpose. We know that purpose is important. We can either live on purpose or work our purpose away. And we want you to live on purpose. And Dr.
Yes,
Daphne may be the coach for you or may not be, but you don't know until you literally book that appointment and let's
reach
schedule
out.
to see if you
Mhm.
can, you and her are a good fit. So as we leave on tonight, Dr. Daphne, what is your last wisdom keys for these listeners today on purpose?
No matter what obstacles and challenges you have gone through in your life, you can be healed. You have brilliance laying dormant inside of you. Don't let any obstacles set you back. Don't live in guilt and unforgiveness so that you leave this world without your passion being lived. You were called for a purpose and you can make a difference in the world. I
Wow.
want you to give yourselves a chance.
Wow. You were called for a purpose. Please give yourself a chance. Wow. What a powerful word. Well, we thank you so much, Dr. Daphne, for taking the
Thank
time
you.
out of your busy schedule. You're welcome. You're
Thank
so
you. Thank
welcome. You're
you
so
so very much. Thank you.
And I know that you have so much coming forth, and I know that the best has come. And I know that you are already walking out your purpose. You are on your divine assignment. And I pray
Thank
that
you.
this divine assignment, doors shall be open on this assignment. Destiny helpers shall find you on this assignment. Everything you need, which shall be provided on this assignment. So we believe that for you. And I pray that in this season, that as you walk out your God given purpose, so shall you be rewarded for
Yes.
all that you are doing. So thank you again for just serving
Thank
God's
you.
people, serving humanity, serving the world on purpose. So again, you
Thank
have been tuned in to Live with Melissa Lambert. We had Dr. Daphne Clarke Hudson, where we're talking about purpose. So What is your purpose? And are you living on purpose? If you don't, it's time to seek God and find out, how can I find my purpose? How can I walk in my purpose? How can I put the mask on me first to be able to save myself so I can live out my purpose? So please,
Yes.
if you have not listened to this entire recording, go back and listen to it. There's some great nuggets that Dr. Daphne dropped, and we want you to take heed. We want you to write those things down, and we want you to take massive action. So until next time, we thank you again for tuning in to Live with Melissa Lambert and with our guest, Dr. Daphne Clarke Hudson. Until next time, everyone, take care, take charge, and be great.